Good morning. This is the AFL Hour with Jeff Towell and Liam O'Grady. We've got a big show for you today. We're going to go through all the round 21, all the close matches of the round. We're going to go through the Essendon saga and all the players that have re-signed, and we're also going to talk about who may be their next captain heading into 2017. We're going to talk about Fremantle and their debacle, as well as everything from Travis Cloke to Dion Prestia, and also the wrap things up round 22. You're listening to AFL Hour with Jeff and Liam. Beyonce.
We have anything to say on the AFL Hour.
It is a macho man thing to say on the AFL Hour.
Not that we discriminate or anything like that.
This is the AFL Hour with Jeff and Liam. Let's go through what a round 21 was.
Oh, one of the greatest rounds in a very long time was just a matter of how many close games we had. We had like 1, 2, 3. My God, what was it? Like maybe about 5 or 6.
Yeah, I think 5 games at the start by less than a kick. Well, let's start things off on Friday night. The Doggies just scraped home against Collingwood by 3 points.
Yeah.
Fun fact, their first win on Friday night since round 15, 2011.
Yeah.
So it's good that Bulldogs are finally getting prime time spots again.
Oh, well, they need it because Friday night footy is a massive round of footy, so they need to start winning them.
Just really, GWS, do you think they'll get a Friday night game next year?
They haven't got one this year. I thought everyone got a Friday night game this year.
Nah, usually like Melbourne hasn't got one. St Kilda.
Oh, well. I think it would be great to see them play. Maybe the Swans. That would be a good derby to watch.
Oh yeah, on a Friday night.
On a Friday night footy at Sydney, mate. They can help promote football in Sydney because we know it's struggling.
Yeah. Then we go down to Saturday with the Lions picking up their third win after defeating Carlton by 4 points. And then we go to the MCG and North Melbourne slump continues, losing to Hawthorn. And then probably one of the games of the season, West Coast got over the line by a point. And by a point, I mean Nick Nananui kicked it in the last second of the game.
We're going to talk about that soon.
Which came in the 39th minute, which was the longest quarter of the season so far.
Well, it came with 3 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah,
that's what we're going to remember.
Then we go over. After a tight first half, Sydney ended up kicking away against St Kilda, the win by a good 70 points. And over in Adelaide, Melbourne won their first game against Port Adelaide in Adelaide since 2000. Keeps their top 8 hopes alive.
Was that Adelaide or... So what we're talking about?
They defeated Port Adelaide in Adelaide for the first time since the year 2000.
Well, yeah. Well, it's going to be apart from the fact that Max had gone to the lap of one by himself and then a high five about 40 Melbourne supporters. But other than that, look, they had a great game. And it does keep their finals hopes alive. Do I think they're going to make finals? Not really. I don't think they're going to make it in the end.
Unless they can defeat Geelong in the last round, then yeah.
You know what? They might be able to do that.
And then we saw the Bombers fly up with a 6-point win over Gold Coast and at Etihad Stadium.
Yeah.
What a win that was for the Bombers.
I know. I was at that game.
You were? Cool. Then Richmond blew a 35-point three-quarter time lead to lose to Geelong by 4 points. And then Adelaide got down to business by smashing Freo over in Domain. Lovely. We go to the ladder now. Hawthorn sitting pretty on first. And then you got Sydney, Adelaide, and Geelong, which wraps up the top 4. Pretty much, you think maybe for the season, unless Geelong, any of those teams do a slip up. Then the man at top 8, you got GWS, West Coast, Bulldogs, and then North Melbourne.
Yep.
In ninth position, you got Melbourne, St Kilda, Port Adelaide, Collingwood, Richmond, Gold Coast, Carlton, Fremantle, Brisbane, and Essendon's last.
And you know what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit more about the Brownlow medal and the Coleman medal and all things like that right after this song break. So stay tuned to the AFL Hour with Liam and Jeff on 3SSR.
This is the AFL Hour with Jeff and Liam. After big round 21, we're going to go through the Coleman medal. Josh Kennedy's leading the Coleman medal with 2 rounds to go. He's currently on 70 goals after kicking 3 goals against the Giants. Lance Franklin's on 67 goals after kicking 6 goals against the Swans. And Tom Lynch is on third with 63 after kicking 2 goals against the Bombers. We'll go down now to the Brownlow medal predictor from afl.com.au. And we got Luke Parker first with 25 votes. So a new leader now in the Brownlow medal race. Patrick Dangerfield, 24 votes. And Rory Sloane on 23. I do like the Brownlow predictor, but I honestly think it's hard, you can't really tell.
No, well, you can't because we always have shockers coming out from left, right, and centre. Well, there's a lot of talk around. Everyone's been saying throughout the year it's either going to be Dustin Martin or it's going to either be Patrick Dangerfield. But there's a lot of talk now about Luke Shuey. It's Luke Shuey, isn't it? Yeah, Luke Shuey from West Coast Eagles. Yes. He really just came against the GWS game. He was amazing in that game, especially in the last quarter.
Well, he was West Coast's best in the grand final last year as well.
Yeah, well, these people have been pulling names out of the hat, and now people are like looking back on his games and actually putting him as a serious contender for the Brownlow.
Well, actually, if the Brownlow predictor, I think he's fifth on like 19 votes. So I think Luke Shaw is a chance. If you remember last year on this Brownlow predictor, like I said, I think it's good to look at, but take it with a grain of salt. Because it had Todd Goldstein second, and I think he didn't even make top 10.
No, I think he did make top 10, but he came like 8th or something. Yeah, but look, it's not it's kind of accurate, but not really. It's all over the place, but I don't think if we're going to talk seriously about who's going to win the Brownlow, I'm going to rule out Dustin Martin. I think he had a great season, and he'll definitely finish top 10, but I'm not going to pull him in because he has had some dud games throughout the year.
But then so is Richmond. That's the issue with the Brownlow, isn't it?
Yeah. But at least when Gary won it with the Gold Coast Suns, that you knew he was playing great because he was the only one that was playing in that team at that time. But with Dustin Martin, when he played bad, the entire team played bad usually.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's very rare, even though the last, I think Fife last year was the only one. So I think it was Watson, Ablett, and then Prittis that were outside the top 8 when they won the Brownlows. But it is rare for a team to win a Brownlow outside the top 8.
Yeah, it is pretty rare. But it's happened a lot throughout the last couple of years. So, who won it last year? Prittis won it. Fife won it last year. They were in the 8th. Prittis won it the year before that. Where the Eagles went in the 8th for that year.
No, they finished 9th.
And who won it before Prittis?
Ablett.
Ablett was in the 8th. So it's not uncommon for a team in the top 8 to not. Sorry, a team that's not in the top 8 to win the Brownlow. But at the same time, this year it is looking likely with a lot of the top teams having the top talent.
Yeah.
Looking to win the Brownlow this year.
We'll jump over to the NAB Rising Star nomination. Oscar McDonald. So the weekend after he signed his 2-year contract with his brother, both signed for another 2 years for Melbourne, has won the NAB Rising Star nomination. And we'll go down to some news today. A list of players, towards the end of the season. This is expected announce their retirement. We've got the 2011 Premiership player Trent West announced his retirement at the end of the season, but he'll probably play his last 2 games with the NEFL side.
Yeah.
You got Adam Cooney retiring this week against his old club. Daniel Merritt retiring at the end of the season for Brisbane, and announced yesterday Matthew Stokes, the 2-time Premiership player at Geelong, is going to also play his last game this weekend.
Didn't he play in 07?
Yeah, 07, 2011.
Oh, he didn't play 2009?
No.
Okay, yeah, now I get you. Well, look, I think it is time for Cooney and Stokes to retire because watching them with the Bombers, they're still terrific players, but looking at their play, they are a bit slow and they don't have that edge about them and that flair. And you expect them to start retiring. I think they kind of like lost their passion at the moment. Mm-hmm. And they both had great careers, Brownlow medalist and Premiership player. But when you look at it, you can't see them playing on for another year. You kind of think, well, we've had our fun. Now it's time for the young kids to play.
Yeah. That's also a question. James Cully, do you think he'll go on another year?
I don't think he's going to go on for another year because he doesn't want to go on for another year. If he wants to take the position at a VFL side and then have some sort of coaching or mentor type influence on the younger kids, I think that'll be terrific. I didn't see James Cully playing on next year because, I mean, he had his time in the sun. He didn't want to play this year, did he? But he came back because the Bombers needed him, and then they thought it would be a coaching. But I think he'll transition to a coaching position quite quickly. He would announce he was playing the rest of the year. He would announce his retirement pretty quickly. With Stokes leaving, you expect Kelly to follow him.
Talking about former Geelong players, Stevie Johnson still hasn't signed for 2017 yet.
That intrigues me a lot. But I mean, why wouldn't you sign if you're Stevie Johnson? Because he's maintaining his speed. He's still a terrific player. He fits terrifically in with the GWS side, along with Heath Shaw. I think fits in pretty well with them. And he's not really taking up someone's position. Like, who can play in Stephen Johnson's position at the GWS Giants that's actually ready for a final side or finals?
Yeah, no one.
There's not really a lot of them, is there? So I think Stephen Johnson, he can play on for another year. The year after that, maybe not.
I think he'll play on next year.
Yeah, I don't know why he wouldn't. And I think he really wants to see that side build because they sold out the first ever game at Spotlight Stadium. And I think he wants to see that team grow. And I think he's really grown into love the Giants. So why wouldn't he play next year? He can play. He's still fit. 2018, I think, is a really big stretch. Really big.
Yeah, you really don't want to play on too long. Like
No.
some players do.
But I really do think he's gonna hang up the boots soon, but not so soon that he won't play next year.
Final one before we go to a song. Boomer Harvey, will he play on next season?
I don't know.
429 games.
I don't know. I have this feeling in my heart that he's gonna say, maybe I should get out of this team now. But I don't know. I wish I knew. Should he play on? Maybe. I mean, he's still got his speed. He wants to. If I still got my speed, I can still run. But he's another one that you got to say that if he does actually sign for another year, he's gonna be keeping one eye on the door and walking out pretty soon.
Yeah, he's 38. Turning if he plays again next year, he'll be 39. He'll be close to 40.
Well, Tuck played till he was like 44, didn't he?
No, he played till he was 38.
Michael Tuck, someone played till they were 40. No, Michael Tuck did play when he was 40.
No, the only two players ever playing in their 40s were Dustin Fletcher and
Bartlett.
No.
Are you sure? They both played 400 games. None of them played.
Yeah, Bartlett retired at 36.
Oh my god.
He just looks old.
Oh yeah, because he should have got a toupee while he was playing.
Oh, that hair.
Yeah.
Well, after this, we're going to go through our final crystal ball. You are listening to the AFL Hour with Liam and Jeff.
Listen to the AFL Hour on 3 Sub, Liam and Jeff.
So, Jeff.
Yeah, my brother.
There's 2 rounds left of the season. It's been a fantastic season, ups and downs all the way through.
Yeah.
The big thing is now, let's all get our crystal ball out and predict, what's going to be the first round of the finals.
What's going to be at the first round of the final? Well, let me take a little gander at this. Well, look, nothing's set in stone at all with this final series. When was the last time you've seen a final series locked in? Because it's not locked in at the moment. We don't know what's going to happen next. But look, the Giants are going to seriously make a dash towards the top 4. They are going to run for it. But look at this top 4 now. Nothing more than amazing sides. You got Hawks, Sydney, Adelaide, Geelong. I don't see any of them giving up a top 4 position. So I'm backing the Giants to finish 5th and have a home finals against the North Melbourne Kangaroos, because North are not going to move from the 8th position.
Well, we'll probably talk about this again when we go through next week's review. But if you look at the ladder now, currently Hawthorn's first, 2 games in the top 4, and then 1 game clear on top of the ladder. Then you go down. So if Hawthorn loses this week, they probably won't be able to finish first because they do have the lowest percentage in anyone in the top 8.
That's true. They've had some bad
top
losses.
4,
yeah.
But if they end up losing and finishing 4th, means West Coast will probably finish between 5th and 6th. But if West Coast loses and the Bulldogs have Freo and Essendon in their last 2 games, it's very likely you'll see Bulldogs play West Coast probably at Etihad Stadium or the MCG.
And I don't know about that. Would that benefit the Bulldogs if they play the Eagles? Because I can see the Bulldogs being North Melbourne. I can see them possibly beating the Giants in Melbourne. But can they really beat the Eagles?
Well, if you look at last year, especially at the MCG when Bulldogs got the home final against Adelaide, they lost. And a lot of Bulldogs fans said it was because of at the MCG.
And it was that, and also it's because of the whole Talia thing, when he apparently told his game plan to his brother who played for the opposition.
Yeah. Well, I've got my final. This is my... So in 3 weeks' time, because you've got the 2 rounds and we have that bye, which I don't... before we get that, I'll quickly talk to you about that bye between round 23 and the first round of the finals.
Okay.
It's like you go in to see a movie and then you go see all the trailers leading up to the movie and then goes, sorry, the movie won't be out till tomorrow. You kind of lose that buzz and that excitement.
I get what you mean. You're losing momentum. And I think a big problem with having a bye round, last round of the season, it could take an advantage or, well, depends who the team is, a disadvantage into the final series because you do have that rest.
Yeah, and why would you want to have a rest, a week off, play, and then have another week off?
I understand that completely, and I think it's stupid. I don't know why the AFL books it around the last round. Why not put it now? Why not put it 2 games ahead of the final series? That would make more sense. Or the other thing you could do is just give the entire round an off before the final series. But I think that could affect the momentum terribly. So I don't know why the AFL does that at all. But I know for the last couple of weeks, let's go back to the finals here. I know for the last couple of weeks, we've been doing stuff like, who do you think's going to win the grand final? And week after week, I've been hesitating and I've been telling you why. I don't know, it's too close to call. I'm telling you from now, Liam, if Sydney finish in the top 2, I'm backing Sydney to win the finals.
I'm not gonna say it's impossible to argue with there, but it's really hard to argue with Sydney at the moment.
Yeah, I know, because they look like the team in form. They look like the most consistent team. I know Buddy's kicked 6 in the last week, but you think that...
But he also grabbed 29 possessions. That third quarter was stuff of legends.
Yeah, I know, but it doesn't feel like they're really relying on him as much as they did in 2014?
Yeah, when they played Hawthorn.
Yeah, 14. So I think... And plus, I'm liking these young guys. The young guys are stepping up. Aliyah, did I say that right?
Yeah.
Aliyah, Mitchell, Heaney, those three guys who just rocked up out of nowhere and just started destroying the game. Good, not bad. I'm not saying they're ruining what the game looks like, but I'm just saying because they're playing so well and they're just so confident. I think that they're surrounded by such amazing veterans like McVeigh and Franklin and who else? O'Keefe and all those guys.
O'Keefe's been gone for 2 years now.
Oh wait, so who am I thinking of? Hanbury. Sorry, I meant Hanbury. Hanbury, who's terrific. I reckon they're gonna play well, and they're not gonna get nervous in the final series.
Nah. So let's go to my crystal ball, and if you have one, you can tell me afterwards.
I broke it.
Let's start. Let's start off with the qualifying final. I do think Hawthorn's going to lose to West Coast this weekend. Sorry. And so I think Hawthorn will finish 4th, and we'll have a Sydney versus Hawthorn first qualifying final. Go down to the second one. We probably have Adelaide versus Geelong in Adelaide, which you'll think would be advantage Adelaide, but Adelaide has a bad record at home finals.
They do in a way, but look. They're playing a lot more better now, because if you look at their attacking tactics, how they move the ball from the half-back line to the forward line with this amazing speed from Betts and Cameron and Walker, and Sloan also. They're playing much better at home than they've ever been, and you want that home atmosphere as well, because it's going to be just packed with Crow supporters.
Oh, how good would it be? It's going to be massive seeing 50,000+ Adelaide supporters.
I mean, it was amazing with the power, and you're going to expect it's going to be even better with the Crows.
Oh, it's going to be amazing. And I think I do like the idea of an Adelaide-Sydney grand final. That seems like a likely possibility.
Oh, I don't know about an Adelaide-Sydney, just because Adelaide, you kind of get this feeling like they're not a strong team mentally. Might get a bit ahead of themselves, and once they play a team, well, unless they're playing the Giants in a preliminary, I'm backing the Crows. But if they're playing like the Hawks, or they're playing like the Cats, you expect the guys who've played in a premiership to run over them.
We'll go down to the elimination final. I've got GWS, who will probably finish 5th, playing North Melbourne for the second week in a row, because they'll play them in round 23.
Yeah.
I think GWS could probably get over them. And to finish things off, West Coast will probably play Bulldogs in Perth.
Yeah, I really like how you set this whole thing out. I reckon it's pretty accurate, depending also on the last couple games that are coming up throughout the year. I want to ask you a question though. Say for instance that the Kangaroos do finish 8th, and they do play the Giants in the elimination finals. Are we going to see for the 3rd year in a row that they're going to make it to preliminary, or do you think they're going to cut short?
That question bothered me all year, because 2 years in a row, 2014 they finished 6th, wasn't it?
They finished 6th, and then I think they finished 7th.
Yeah, 6th. So 6th and 8th, because they played Richmond, who finished 5th in 2015.
That's right.
And they made the prelim final twice, but against Geelong, which is pure grit from North Melbourne, when they defeated them in 2014. But Sydney was injuries galore.
They were. And I'm not sure if they've got that chip on their shoulder that's telling them, well, you didn't make it the last 2 years, how are you going to make it this year with teams being younger and stronger than you are? I mean, I hope they do make the grand final, but they're just got to get there mentally. Physically, they're there. I think they're an amazing team physically. I mean, Walls is in the best form I've seen him in a long time. You can link Thomas into that group. Petrie, I think, needs a little bit of work, but, Wade has been fantastic, Brown's been fantastic, and I've seen some amazing things from Matt Jackdaw this season that I haven't seen in previous seasons. The list is there. Are they there mentally? Well, who knows? We just got to wait till the finals, I guess.
Oh, back, let's talk about... I do agree with you. North Melbourne can prove they can make it to the prelim, even without being in the top 4. Geelong, you cannot win a premiership with bad kicking.
Oh, you cannot win a premiership with bad kicking. You can lose them really fast.
Most grand finals, the team who kicks the most points end up losing. You cannot win a premiership with bad kicking.
And I'm going to ask you, do you watch them, how they kick the ball? Or what do you think they're doing wrong? Do you think because I always say that all the kids these days are overcomplicating their kick.
I think they are too. They're trying to kick, I remember I've gone down to my little brother's, this is when he was a lot younger, to his footy training. And no one tries to do a drop punt 15 metres out. They get on the boundary line and try to snap it in.
Yeah.
And that's how people learn. They always want to kick the miracle goal. They don't want to kick the drop punt. From
They want to be exciting. But I mean, I think a lot of it comes with confidence, and I want to use Joey Danaher as an example. I was watching Gold Coast Essendon at the game. I saw Joey. He never kicked. I don't think he kicked one set shot in that entire game. Did he? And he kicked 2 goals.
No, I don't think. I think he missed one.
I saw him. He took a mark. Sorry, Jake Long took a mark. Hand passes to Joey. Joey smashed it, and then he played on from 50 after he marked it, and he missed the goals. I mean, this guy cannot kick a goal set shot. Are the Cats in that same predicament?
Yes, they are. Most of their games. I'll go up here and I'll show you. Against Richmond, they kicked 10 goals, 22.
That was appalling. And if you look at Richmond 12 goals 6, you think that why the hell did Richmond lose that game against the Cats? I don't know why. And look at their list. Why would you miss a goal with Jimmy Bartel, Patrick Dangerfield, Hawkins?
Well, Hawkins was the main person. He missed them all.
See, like Hawkins is a funny one. Why would you miss a goal if you are the key forward? Your job, if you are being paid by a club to play football, you have to kick goals. I mean, say for instance, if your job, Liam, was to be a plumber or something, your job wouldn't be to, oh, you know what, I gave try to fix your toilet a real good chance, but it didn't work out. Sorry, but here, give you my paycheck. That doesn't happen. If you're a forward and you're being paid to kick goals, mate. And if you think that you've played a bad game, review your own game and find out why you kicked bad.
Well, talking about forwards, after we go to the sun, we're going to talk about Travis Cloke and where will he be in 2017.
Interesting topic. Now, guys, we're going to play some Jennifer Hudson because it's the AFL Hour and we like a bit of mixture. Listen to the AFL Hour with Liam and Jeff on 3SSR.
This is the AFL Hour with Jeff and Liam. I apologise, I hit myself in the nose with my earphones.
And plus, Jennifer Hudson really knows how to drain a song. Like, she really knows how to drain it. That was like a 20-minute song. We started a half an hour ago, so go on.
We started 15 years ago. It's been a long 15 years.
Grow a beard, forgot to shave it. Let's go.
Well, it's currently 11 here, and currently 15 degrees with nice showers. It's good after all this warm weather. It's nice to have a bit of cold back.
Yeah, I know.
Coming from
it's like 1 billion degrees in here. What the?
It is very hot in here. I think I should leave.
I know.
Thank you.
No worries. Okay, so what are we going to talk? All right, so Travis Cloke has been in the news for the last week saying he was looking at other options to leave the Collingwood Magpies.
Yes.
Because
he's been dropped 3 times this year. He was dropped last week. Wasn't selected again this week.
No.
He's 29.
Yeah, so you expect for him to go on for another 2 or 3 years, but who wants to take a player that only has 2 or 3 years left on his footy career?
It would be Hawthorn when they got Brian Lake. It will have to be a premiership contender. That's why I'm thinking to myself, the team that would need Travis Cloke the most, not want, need, would be the Bulldogs. I
totally agree with you there. I remember a couple of weeks ago when we were talking about the Bulldogs and the Cats, and I told you the reason why the Bulldogs lost was because of their lack of contested marking. And their lack of big players, they need Travis Cloke in that team. And let me tell you something real quick. Now, in your opinion, why do you think that Cloke has been playing rubbish with the Magpies?
I don't think it's one of those things where players need that change. Like, look at James Foyle in his last year for Melbourne.
Yes.
And then you go from Hawthorn and complete difference.
Yeah.
Some players, need that fresh new stuff. Eddie Betts.
Yeah.
For example. How good has he been in Adelaide?
Brilliant. He was great at Carlton, but the team was going nowhere. That was the issue.
That's probably the issue with Colin. Maybe Colin was not going anywhere with the coach. Maybe him and Buckley just don't see eye to eye on.
No, that's where I have to agree with you there. Now, when you look at the game style with the Magpies and the Malthouse famously had the game plan of running it down the boundary line. That was his game plan. And what Cloke would do was Cloke would run up, lead up from the middle to the flanks and mark it there, and that's how he would kick goals with his left foot. Now, the thing with Buckley's game plan, what's the difference here? Do you know what Buckley's game plan is here?
What?
More contested play than it is leading, isn't it? Because they got bigger players over there. Now, the Bulldogs, as I told you before, they're not a contested side, they're a leading side, which is why Travis Cloke would be a terrific fit for the Bulldogs.
And I also think Travis Cloke would be good to help young Tom Boyd out.
Exactly, and he'll be a terrific mentor. And maybe you're right when you said before, he just needs a fresh start, and he's a new team, and he's a new game plan.
Because we've seen Travis Cloke at his best. Well, look at Travis Cloke at the moment. I don't think any of these will change. He's played 245 games for the Magpies.
Yep.
Probably won't change. I don't think he'll get selected for the game against Hawthorn next week. 439 goals, 2007 best and fairest, premiership player, 2-time All-Australian, and a 4-time leading goal kicker.
Well, it's not about what you did in the past, what you did now. Well, that's Collingwood leading goal kicker, not Coleman.
Yeah,
but But it's about not what you did in the past, but what you're going to do now. Are you going to come to play, or are you going to be dropped every week again?
Well, that's the risk the Bulldogs. Well, who Bulldogs give up for? That's probably the thing.
I think a pick. They'll give him a pick.
And probably Lynn John, who's been rumoured to want to go to Collingwood anyways.
I've actually heard some stuff about that just in like social media.
Did you hear this story? Actually, this is a true story. Because when they Bulldogs played Sydney after they bet Sydney, but Lynn John was spotted at the Collingwood Centre having an interview with Nathan Buckley.
Oh yeah.
So what Bulldogs did, they weren't mad. They had a training session, and they
interviewed Travis Clegg, didn't they?
No, they had a training session, and they have this thing where they give like the best performer a jumper they have to wear. So they gave Lynn John a Collingwood jumper.
That's a slap in the face, isn't it?
They also gave him a photo of himself, like his play portrait, with missing teeth, and
They're good over there, the Doggies. They're good at EJ Noble.
Well,
they're funny. They're a
they
funny
just seem
group.
like a club you want to be out, especially with their banners.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, the guy he's actually a stand-up comedian. Did you know that?
No.
He's actually a stand-up
that's
comedian.
good.
That's what it's all about. Yeah.
I loved the one last week. Good news, cyclist. Magpie season ends in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I love that. That's amazing. But like we said, I think Clark would be a perfect fit at the Bulldogs, and I don't see him going anywhere else. Well, and it is needed at the Bulldogs, and I think he would work great with Stuart Crameri if Stuart Crameri decides to play full forward.
Yeah. I also think Damien Hardwick hinted that they might look at Travis Cloak.
Why would you though? If Vickery and Rewald's in form, why would you go? Unless you're going to trade Vickery or
Well,
Rewald.
Vickery got dropped, and Vickery looked like he's on the outer as well.
Yeah.
But Tigers are looking to get Dion Prestia from Gold Coast. He said
apparently, according to the footage show last night, they got him.
Yeah, he wants to go.
Yeah.
And it depends who they have to give up for that. Which one have to give up for Prestia?
If I was a scouting manager at the Richmond Football Club, I would look Hardwick in the eye and say, don't do it. You've got a team of recycled players like Griggs and like, help me out. Who's a recycled player at the Richmond Tigers?
Griggs.
Griggs. Just got blank here.
Yeah, was it Chaplin retired? He played for Port Adelaide.
Yeah.
But that's the thing.
And Hooley.
Well, yeah, apart from Hooley and Griggs, who's done okay, Richmond aren't good when it comes to recycled players.
No, and yeah, you're exactly right. I don't know why they keep doing it.
That's why we can't think of any.
Yeah, you know what they should do? They should stop trying to recruit, because you've done that for the last couple of years thinking you were going to get to the top 8. Well, guess what? You didn't do it this year, mate. And go get some scouting players. I want to see some young players in the Tigers, because the team that they got so far isn't working.
No, not at all.
Get some young stars.
Well, and after this, we're going to go talk about Fremantle, another team like Richmond that's a bit down the drain at the moment. You're listening to the AFL Hour with Liam and Jeff. This is the AFL Hour with Liam and Jeff. Now, Jeff.
Yes, brother.
This is something that is a bit close to home for me.
Okay.
Freo has probably had the worst week in their history when it comes to stories and rumours and everything.
Yeah, especially like this is since the opening of the 2013 season when they ended up making the finals.
We'll start off. It started off all on last Thursday when Nathan Fyfe, who's tipped to be the future captain, for his best player, Brownlow medalist, said in an interview that he will look at free agency next year. It'll be reminisce, he said, if he didn't explore his options.
Yep.
But if he sees a future with Fremantle, that's where he'll stay. Which rubbed people the wrong way. And Damien Barrett said on Footy Class,
Classified.
thank you. So on that it did rub some people at Fremantle the wrong way.
I don't see why I wouldn't.
Which it rubbed me. I'm pretty sure you heard me say it's like the way I said it, it's you and your wife are having a fight.
Yeah.
And you're really, really mad at each other. And the guy goes to the wife, I'll start seeing other girls, but if you get hotter, I'll come back.
Yeah, well, you don't do that. I mean, when you're at a club and you're contracted to that club, you want your team to think that the former Brownlow medalist is going to stick with the club and he's going to say, well, if you could go, well, at the moment I'm happy with the Dockers, but whatever. But if he says something like, oh, look, I'm actually looking at other clubs because I might want to go, then I want to be happy or trusting to pass him the ball.
And why would you want to put him captain?
Why would you want to put a guy captain who wants to leave? Why do you want a Ryan Griffiths situation where he went to the Giants while he was captain?
That's probably why Dangerfield wasn't captain of Adelaide last year, because they probably sat down the late great
Dean Bailey.
Not Dean Bailey.
Oh,
the
no.
coach.
Yeah, I know, but Dean Bailey was a coach as well. I'm trying to think. Oh my God, what was his name?
That's so bad. Well, yeah. He probably sat down, Dangerfield going, where are you at with leaving? And he probably goes, I'm 50-50. Because Dangerfield was 50-50 all the way through. And that's probably why he didn't get captain. And then we'll go on Friday. It was announced that Ballantyne wanted out of the Dockers.
Oh, yeah.
He has apparently requested a trade. On Sunday, the Fremantle president announced he was stepping down.
Yeah, I remember
the end
hearing
of
that
the
as well.
season.
Yep.
And then on Sunday, Russell Lyon said in his press conference that Ballantyne didn't say anything to him. And then on Football Classified, I said it about this time, Damien Barrett reported that Fife carries himself around the club and has rubbed people the wrong way, which includes Ballantyne, and that's the reason why he might want to leave.
Was that because of the Brownlee thing? Do you think the Brownlee went to his head?
I think that. I think he got a bit of a big head.
And I think the media is saying, well, he's an amazing player if you play with a broken leg. Well, look, he's a terrific player, but you still have to stay humble, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Then on Tuesday, Captain David Mundy denied any rift between the playing group and Fife. And He just said Fife's a demanding leader. And then on Wednesday, Ballantyne says he loves playing with Fife.
Okay. Well, I don't think it's going to be a situation where Fife leaves, Ballantyne follows. There's going to be a situation that Fife goes maybe to Victoria and Ballantyne, guidance with Ballantyne goes, maybe he goes to the Eagles, maybe. I'm not sure where he's looking to.
Well, Ballantyne might leave at the end of this season. He's pretty much, I don't think that's going to change.
Yep.
I don't think Fife's going to leave, but I don't think there's a lot of love and trust there at the moment.
Well, I think he just signed his own death wish, really. I think he has to leave now if he's going to comment things like that. I don't think... Why would you do that? What player in history publicly says, I'm looking for other options?
Sorry to cut you off. Phil Welsh.
Phil Walsh.
Yes.
Yeah, apologies.
Sorry, the late coach Phil Welsh.
Yeah, but what player would publicly say, I am looking for... Did he say, I am looking for other options?
It'd be reminiscent of me not to look at other options.
Now, I don't know why he would have said that. He would have said, look, if he was serious, he would have said, look, I haven't made my decision yet, but I'm at the moment happy with the Dockers. And then he could secretly look for another club. He don't say publicly to the media, oh, look, I'm actually looking for other options.
If it was a... who's... trying to think of a player here. If it was a Cockatoo from Geelong saying, I might look at my options, it's okay. Cockatoo's a good player.
Well, he's young and he would have just ruined his own career.
Yeah. But Fife is tipped to be the next captain, which now if Fremantle make him captain,
that would be the dumbest move in football history, maybe.
I think it would as well, because you want your captain to die for your club, and that's the thing. 2015 Brownlow medal, and they'll go, "Oh, why did you play with a broken leg? Mm-hmm. Oh, I love the club. I would die for the club."
Yeah.
When we were winning, fast forward to when they're losing.
Yeah.
And he goes, "I might reminisce, look for another option."
I don't know who's handling his media conferences or whatever, but that was just a poor choice of words to say in front of people. Now, I don't know, that's the type of thing when the coach shouldn't talk to him, the playing group should talk to him and say, if you're not going to stick with us, then leave now, because you're just taking up the position of a young kid.
Yeah, pretty much.
They could be the next Brownlow medalist.
That's the thing, especially with footy. Like, they lie. They lie as much as
we know that, but it's courtesy in a way.
And see, I think Ballantyne kind of worked his way when saying he loves playing with Fife. Andrew McLeod and Simon Goodwin.
Yes.
Great players, played nearly 300 games together. Couldn't stand each other.
Simon Goodwin is in the former Adelaide captain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Andrew McLeod. Ballantyne can love playing with Fife. He might think he's a bit of a flog.
A little bit.
But he might love playing with Fife.
But look, like I said, he needs to choose his words more properly better than he actually did in the previous conference.
If Fife wants to,
if I was lying, I would say to Fife, if you want to leave, you can leave. We're not going to build the club around you. Any time that you say we're going to build a club around a player, be set to lose a grand final, be set to lose a final, be set to not make the 8. If you're gonna make a team, don't make a player.
That's what I'm thinking as well. But if Fife wants to save himself with the Freo fans, I know Freo fans. I have my own opinion of Fremantle fans. They're not my favourite group of people.
Yeah. Bear in mind, you are a Fremantle supporter.
I know. What does that say?
You're one of the groups. Yeah, you're in the group.
If Fife wants to recapture that love, that I'm pretty sure Fife can turn around next year, kick 3 goals in a game, and everyone forget this ever happened. But if he signs before round 1 next year and signs like a 5-year deal, it's forgiven. You're like, that's fair enough, okay. You must have said something you regret it, but you've shown you love the club. You don't wait till the end of the season and then maybe sign a 2-year deal and be like, let's see how things go.
Well, there's certain ways you got to do something in the football community. You can't just go around offending people. You can't go around offending clubs. You got to do ways in certain ways. Maybe some people don't want to do it that way, but look, you got to do it. Look at what's his name again? Mark was it Mark Jacko Jackson?
Yeah, Jacko.
Jacko, he was a phenomenal player. Only played 80 games because he had a bad record. And if that's not an example of, a player who hasn't spoken correctly in the media, then what is? You know what I mean? You got to be proper. If you want to have a great career, you've got to learn how to speak to the media, and you've got to learn how to not badmouth or criticize the club.
Like, I understand players getting cocky. All players probably would have got cocky once in their career thinking, oh, yeah, I'm so good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm a Ballymanus. I'm a, Bradley Hill from Hawthorn's 23 and he's a 3-time premiership player.
Yeah, well, he got lucky going to the Hawthorn club, didn't he?
Well, Joel Sal was 27, 3-time premiership player, but he carries himself in such a manner,
Oh, yeah.
which, if Joel Salwood says jump, you go, how high?
Yeah.
But
All the great captains, even like Cameron Ling, who was amazing. He was a premiership captain. He never had a scandal or anything like that.
no.
Who else? Lloyd was terrific when he was captain. You also had, you had a lot of captains. Worsfold with the Eagles. Tuck with the Hawks. The list goes on and on. If you carry yourself well, you'll be a terrific captain and you'll be part of the terrific side.
Exactly, and if you don't want... See, what I saw as a Free supporter, I saw the Pavage ending. The Monday was the bridge between Pavage and Fife.
Yeah. So Monday was the Cameron Ling of his side.
Yeah, pretty much. Just that little bridge between two generations. And the club is going to be built around Fife, the next charge for a premiership.
Yeah, see, that's like I said. Don't build a club around a player. Build a player around a club. You
know what they say in relationships? You don't want to start a relationship off with cheating.
Yes.
So you don't want to date someone who has a boyfriend.
Yeah.
Because if they're able to cheat on you, if they're able to cheat on their boyfriend, they can cheat on you. Same thing with this. You don't want to build your club around someone who's already like, maybe I might leave. Yeah,
well, look, if I was Lion, start building another team. Start making another team. Don't worry about Fife anymore. If you're going to talk about that way about your club, and he's not going to back your club, and he's not going to, as he said, die for the club, then why would you want him in your team?
Exactly, and this is nothing about the talent. The talent, you'd be a big loss.
We all know that, but what are you going to do? What do you want a player who's going to dictate what happens in the club, or do you want a player who's going to play for you as a coach, who's going to play for the club? If I was the coach of the Dockers, Liam, I don't want a player who's going to dictate to me what he wants to do. He wants to do what I want to do. He wants to do what the coaching staff wants him to do. That's what a true player does for his club.
Exactly. Well, and as everyone knows, even you probably know, Freya's going to have a big list overhaul this year. Most of their 2013 teams are going to be gone. Ballantyne will probably be one of them. So will Michael Barlow.
Do you go for would you go for a young list, or do you go for a trading list? Do you start trading, or what do you start doing now?
Oh, you trade and you get a young list.
If I was Lion, I'll start trading with the Suns. Get some of it because they got a prime list, and then along with that, try to trade for some picks, some high picks, because they might get some high picks now, but the more the merrier, I reckon.
Yeah, got to build from scratch. Every team does it.
Yep.
Sometimes it can work out like the Bulldogs. They lost all the players. I tipped them to be last year. My tip for the Bulldogs, I had them finishing 18th in 2015.
Oh, no, I would have never picked that. No, I would have backed them to make the 8th.
Really? Even though they lost Griffin, Higgins...
Oh, you mean as in last season?
Yeah, 2015.
Oh, yeah, I'm in the same boat as you. Yeah, I actually said that they lost a Brownlow medal player. They lost Jiansu, Cruiser, Higgins, Griffiths. They lost a lot of players, and I would have backed them to be finishing last. But
then we'll talk about loyalty now. We're going to go talk about the Essendon Football Club after this, and the good news of Michael Hurley resigning. You are listening to the AFL Hour with Liam and Jeff. With Liam and Jeff.
Laughing, they have a great voice.
You having nice sing and dance there, Jeff?
I love Mariah Carey. Shut up. What?
You don't know me. You know my real mom. God.
Don't you like AC/DC? Okay, so I'm on.
Let's start. Before I went on the song, we were talking about Fife and how he might leave. Now let's talk about loyalty. Michael Hurley, all year long, he was tipped to go to Bulldogs, Richmond, Collingwood, Spain, Mars.
No, he actually went to Spain. No.
I'm pretty sure he's meant to start his own football team on Mars. But no one thought that he was going to be Simon Essendon. That wasn't even an option.
He's going to go to Bulldogs, St Kilda, Spain. Sorry, go on. Proceed. Liam McGrady talking about football. Proceed.
But yeah, no one would have thought he was going to sign with Essendon. That was like not an option.
No, I thought he was going to sign with Essendon.
I know you did.
He actually never spoke to the media, did he?
No, that's the thing. So he probably was always going to play with Essendon
Probably did. He's just too busy running with the Bulls.
and growing that awesome beard.
Growing out awesome beard, yeah. He looks great though. But no, I think it was a good choice. I think Worsfold. I like to see him play being, huh?
Of course, you think it was a good choice.
Yeah, well, I'm a big Bomber man. Why not? But look, I think it'd be great down back. But look, we've had a lot of guys resign from the suspended Bombers.
Yeah, 8 of the 12. That's
It's a good.
more. That's way more than anyone would have
Who are they
thought.
missing? Michael Hibbert hasn't signed with him yet.
Watson.
Watson hasn't signed. What you expect him to do?
I can't remember the two more.
There's two more. Well, Myers signed. Stanton signed. Howlett hasn't signed yet.
Oh, Howlett.
Has he
I think
signed?
Maybe Howlett and Bell Chambers.
Bell Chambers is the other one. So I mean, there's a lot of question marks on a lot of players, but they've got some back, and I reckon that's good.
Well, I mentioned my mate who's in Bali actually, and he goes, messaged me at like 2 a.m. Oh my god, Hurley signed. Just got the news now. I'm
Yeah.
like, ha ha ha.
We had a footage show at my dining table last night with like my brother and my family and all that. We had our own footage show.
See, no one I really talked to face apart from you, and I had a mate who came here last year. Really no footy. Like I spent most of my time talking to my girlfriend's dad about footy,
Yeah.
and he's actually good. I like talking to him about footy, but he's pretty much the best I've got.
Father-in-law's listening. Got a
Yeah.
backward impression. But nah, look. Do you think it's time to start clearing out the top-up players, or do you think it'll be worth keeping D around and
I think
Gwilt?
The young ones, I think you'll keep.
Yeah, I don't see much use of Kelly anymore. Like he's a terrific player, but I don't see much use of Kelly anymore.
Crowley was a waste of a pick.
He actually was because was he injured or was he in the VFL?
He was injured the entire year.
So Crowley was another one. I mean Gwilt needs to go. I think we don't really need Gwilt anymore.
Well, he wasn't a top up.
He was a top up player.
Nah, he came in last year.
Yeah, he was a top up player though because he was delisted by the Saints, and the Bombers were pretty much bracing themselves for the worst, which actually came, and they had to get rid of him. But so yeah, I think Gwilt wouldn't really stay around anymore. Leuenberger has a question mark over him. He's played great this season.
Oh, Mark Jamer's probably gone.
Jamer's probably gone as
Even
well.
forgot he was at Essendon.
Yeah, I mean he's playing this week, but so there's a lot of question marks, a lot of players whether or not to keep him or to make it just to let him go.
Yeah.
But here's my question, dude. Do you think that the Bombers are going to come back? Because everyone's like, the Bombers will come back and they're going to be top 8. But I don't see that because I think physically they're not there.
Nah, too many players have missed a year of footy,
Yeah.
which more than one preseason will take the fix.
And we don't know what their training schedule's like. We don't know what their nutrition's been like. But, I mean, in my perspective, I just look at them and I'm thinking to myself, well, I reckon they're going to just be slow next year. They're just going to be a very slow team.
Maybe they might take a while to get off the mark.
And I don't know how long it's going to take them to make top 8, but I got no idea. Is Westfield going to start training the players out? What is he going to start doing? I mean, Heppel, you think is going to be there for the next 5 or 6 years. And
Well, he signed a good...
Hurley as well. I think Hurley's going to be there till 2022. Was that the contract?
Yep, 2022.
Yeah, and I mean, so it's going to be a question mark over are they going to be there physically? I mean, they would have to have one amazing preseason for them to make top 8 next year.
Well, that's the thing. You can train and you can tackle a tackle back or you can tackle your teammate as many times as you want. But there's in between that and actually getting out on the field and, having that body contact.
And now they're going to be there mentally. That's the big thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's why I don't think Essendon will make finals next year. 2018, that's anyone's guess.
I mean, Essendon's going to be one heck of a flip of the coin because there have been so much changes since Hurd left the club. Coaching wise, I mean, Guy McKenna's coming to the club, Worsfold's coming to the club, Neil Craig left, he went to the Blues.
Mark Harvey.
I mean, there's a lot of changes coaching wise. There's so much changes coaching wise, management wise, playing wise. How's Woody, Parrish, and Fantasia going to work with the Howlett Stantons? I don't know how everything's going to work. Are they going to drop players? Are they going to shift players? I got no idea what's going to happen next year. Big question mark over the Essendon Football Club.
Yes. I'm talking about big questions. Who do you think will captain the Bombers? Because Watson hasn't signed yet, and he's going to make up his decision next week. And he's the pure 50-50 of would he stay or would he go?
I don't know. I see him saying. I think he still has that itch to play, and I think he's going to be one of those players. I don't know if he's going to pull his Timmy Watson, leaving for a year and then coming back. We'll take him after his father if he does that.
Do you really want your captain who's missed a year? That's what brings up to the next question. Your Watson who's missed the season, Heppel who's missed the season, who was pretty much penciled in to become the next captain.
Yeah.
He's missed a year. But I think he's more, I can't say involved in the footy club, but he's been more involved in the AFL world than anyone else.
Yeah. Well, look, I think that Watson. Well, especially because he's stayed here, he stayed on ground.
Yeah.
Especially that Watson. Look, I think Watson's the type of guy that's going to do everything on his own terms. Because A, he's been there for the longest, and B, he is the captain and he's a former Brownlow medalist. I think that Watson will sign.
Maybe he's a former Brownlow medalist.
Let's haven't made a decision yet about that.
No, once the guilty verdict or not guilty verdict comes back from the Switzerland court.
Switzerland court.
Yeah, Switzerland court.
That's weird.
Yeah. Then you got Brendan Goddard, who I don't think anyone wants to captain next year.
No, I don't even want him in the club next year.
Yeah, he's going to sign apparently.
Well, I think he should leave the club because he's slow. He's not there anymore.
He's grumpy.
He's grumpy all the time. He doesn't think straight. I don't think he's a great leader. I think he snaps too often.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Dyson Heppel is a much better leader. I mean, we were talking earlier about the whole bridging captain. Mundy's the bridging captain.
Yeah.
I think Heppel's the bridging captain as well, unless he wants to be the captain until his mid-30s.
Well, he's 24.
He's 24, but I mean, we were talking on our last show about Zach Merritt. Zach Merritt is looking like a likely captain after they won the game in his first ever team. He's captain. Now, I didn't see Merritt being that vocal, but I mean,
and I'm 20 now, and I couldn't see myself captaining a football club at the age of 20.
probably not.
So that's what I mean, and that's why I have Zach Merritt on my list of players who could captain. But I think he's too young. You don't want to.
No. Look what happened to was it Trengove?
Yeah, Trengove and Grimes. They're not even in the Melbourne side at the moment.
And I mean, I think if Heppel's 24 now.
Yeah.
So I think if he can be the captain for the next 5 years, maybe 6 if he wants to.
And then hand it over to Merritt.
Hand it over to Merritt. But that's all up to Watson. Does Watson want to be the captain? Does Watson want to step down?
I don't know. What's Watson going to do next year?
He's a big flip of the coin, but I really do think he's going to stay because knowing Job Watson in his past, Job Watson is the type of bloke that when you put him on the bench, he'll sit down for 1 second, literally take one sip of water, and then yell out to coaches to put him back on the field. So I think Job Watson is going to come back next season. You think he's going to you think he's going to captain the club. That's up to Westfold in a playing group. But I do back Watson for coming next year. I think he's going to sign a 2-year deal.
2 years. He's 32 now. Do you think he's going to play till he's 34?
Oh yeah, I think so. Look, Watson, I think is a type of player who he can't sit down. He has to get up and he needs to play. You know what I mean? So he's going to play for as long as he can.
Question: what's happened with James Hird? Where is James Hird?
I think last time I heard he's in Paris with his kids because I think his daughters are. This is just purely speculation, but I think his daughter's going to school in Paris. So I think he's with his kid in Paris. I don't know actually. No one's really heard from him.
Ever since he's got sacked.
Which is probably a good thing for his family because his family and especially his wife have been terribly harassed by the media to get answers in regards to the whole saga and whatever. So I think it's good for him to just get out of there for a little bit and just spend time with his family, which is the main thing.
Yeah, definitely is the main thing, and it's hard. We'll go back to Essendon, sorry.
Yep.
But with the remaining players, Hibbard has pretty much been rumoured to head off to Melbourne.
And I mean, can you see him doing anything other than that? Do you think
Not
he'll go
really.
to Melbourne? Because I don't know. And look at that list. I mean, I've seen some terrific young players play for the Bombers. And if I was Michael Hibbert, I'm watching his games at home or whatever. I'm thinking to myself, well,
Will I fit in?
Will I fit in or will I get a game? Are these kids better than me? And then if you got another team expressing interest in you, then your mind will be going, well, if I'm going to get a game there, why not go there? And they actually look like a team that's going somewhere.
Well, yeah, they could make finals this year.
Yeah, they're in that prime position, the Demons, to go only up and nowhere else because they got that young list. No one really looking like they're retiring anytime soon.
Well, the oldest player is Bernie Vince, so
yes, that's shocking to me. What's Bernie Vince like in the late 20s?
no, you're 30.
How old? 30 years old. Yeah, see, like that's not really that old for me. But they're in that prime position that they are on the edge of flipping that list again for all those like Gorn and all those to be the stars. So they're almost there. I mean, if I was Michael Hibbert, I would move to Melbourne. I would actually move to Melbourne because there's not really a spot for him on the Bombers. And the Bombers are going to struggle, you think, for the next couple of years, trying to get that list perfect.
Back to getting game fit.
Yeah, and I think Michael Hibbert's just going to be one of those guys who's going to get sacked in the end, or delisted, or whatever.
Yeah, falling on that category.
Yeah, exactly. He just seems like that play to me, who just feels like, I'm just going to be one of those guys. They're going to trade me for a pick with the GWS Giants or something to get some younger blood in. So if I was Hibbert going to the Demons, you would get a game there. and you'll play their style of football, running off half back.
Do you know if the Bombers player wants, so just say Hibbert does want to leave, do they have to trade for him or can he just walk out?
I think he just can walk out. I think he's just out of contract and can do whatever he wants.
Because of the whole thing. And back to Essendon. Again, we'll talk about loyalty before with Fife and Fremantle.
Yep.
Heppel sued Essendon for $1 million.
Yeah, I remember that.
And yet signed a contract.
Yeah.
That's not love. I don't know what love is.
Oh, well, I don't know what the hell happened with that. I wasn't really keeping up with that. I don't know if that's him, a spat with him and management. I don't know what Worsfold's point of view is on that. I really don't know what's happening with Heppel at the moment. He started 2 years deal, good on him.
No, he signed the 2020.
Oh, 2020.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's happening with that club at the moment because Heppel's just up in the air with everything that he's doing. I really don't know anything about that at all. I'm sorry, but I mean, if you saw a club and then you're gonna sign a year to 2020, you don't know what's gonna go on.
Well, after this, we're gonna wrap up. We'll go through round 22 of the AFL season. You're listening to the AFL Hour with Liam and Jeff. School's out and we're almost out here at the AFL Hour with Jeff and Liam. But before we go,
You sound like a talkback radio host. Hello, you're listening to 3SR on the afternoon. Buzz, buzz, buzz.
my goals will be like Richard Mercer. So, tell me about your partner. What song do you want to play
So
for
tell
your
me
partner?
why you broken your wing and prepared to fly to a better future.
This
You
is-
know, I impersonated him once
Really?
for a comedy show at Sin FM. Did well, by the way.
This is for Amanda. Your boyfriend loves you very much. Lol jokes.
Amanda, we got a message from you. You're being broken up with, so get your stuff out of your apartment immediately, please.
Even though I am the one that lives at her house.
Imagine if that was true. Alright, sorry, go on. What a great way to end the radio show.
Hey, Amanda, get out of your house, please. Come back to her family. Sup, guys?
I'm taking you on sweet. Alright, go on. Round 22, Liam. Take it away.
Let's start off
Take it
here.
away, Liam.
Friday night, that big game with big repercussions for the loser. West Coast play Hawthorn. Who wins and why?
I think Hawks are going to win because they know that their position's on the line. And you got to admit, they play well in Perth for some reason.
They play well under pressure.
Oh yeah, I don't know why. Every time they play in Perth, they just dominate. I got no idea why. So I'm backing the
Hawthorn.
Hawks for that.
Then we go down to Saturday in Tasmania. The North Melbourne Kangaroos play Sydney.
Sydney definitely. Or actually, I mean North play good in Tassie. There's only around that
Well, the
Bloodstone Arena.
The last team that beat North Melbourne in Tassie was Sydney.
Yeah, I know. But also on that, I think Sydney. I think Longmire's just going to say to him,
Actually, so before you sorry to cut you off, Jeff. I do apologise.
"You do it a lot, mate. Come on."
The importance of the person talking. But we'll talk about Sydney's good record. The last team to beat North Melbourne in Tassie was Sydney, and the last team to beat Hawthorn in Tassie was Sydney. So,
Oh, well, they did play good in Tassie then. But yeah, I think it's just Longmire's just going to say to him, look, you're on the home stretch. Make this game count, get the percentage so we can finish top 2 and get a final at home. That's important, I think.
and let's go down to, this is the time of the year where most games mean nothing. Richmond's playing St Kilda at the MCG.
Richmond's playing St Kilda at the MCG. I mean, why can't the Tigers beat the Saints at the MCG? Especially that's their home ground.
Well, I think Richmond might win.
Richmond?
Yep.
Yeah, why not? And then, I mean, if they don't... I know everyone's saying that Hardwick's going to get back because he's got a contract and stuff, but boy, would that contract be on the line next year if he loses this game.
Well, I think Hardwick wrote his own death, pretty much, saying we're gonna play finals next year. He didn't say we might. He said we're gonna.
Well, yeah. Well, I think that's just buy him some time. Just saying to yeah, we've got some determination over here. Why not?
Go down to Saturday twilight with the Giants taking on the Dockers, and I think we all know who's gonna win this game.
Hopefully, they need that top 4. They really need that top 4, I think.
GWS will put Fred to the sword. Remember last week when I said Lynch is going to have a field day and kick 7? So I'm not going to jinx myself in my tipping.
Yeah.
Because he didn't have a field day.
He kicked 2.
Yeah.
Missed a couple of point ones.
But I think the Giants will comfortably get over Fremantle. I'm thinking 60 to 80 points.
Oh, hopefully. They do need every kind of bit they need to get to that top 4.
But they also need Geelong to lose the game.
Who are the Cats playing?
Well, we'll get to that in a sec. Let's not premature here, Jeff.
Oh, fine, whatever. Time listening to this show. My God. it's gonna
Let's
end in
go.
5
We're
minutes.
going back to the Docklands. We have Collingwood taking on Gold Coast. You can't see Gold Coast winning.
No, I can see Gold Coast winning.
You can see
I
Gold
can
Coast
see
winning?
Gold Coast winning, being the Magpies.
Really?
Yeah, I just run and eat scares me. You seen him? He just breaks everything in that box.
No, I tell you, he's a scary man. I spoke to a guy, and he met the former North Melbourne coach.
Dean Ladley.
Yeah, he he didn't meet him. He was doing work experience at a TV station,
Yeah.
and it was a closed training session. And they tried to get a shot
Yep.
at this closed training session, and Dean Ladley spotted him, and he walked up to the car and just gave him an absolute blast.
Well, that would be an awesome story to tell. I wouldn't be scared if I was him. I'd be like, we got Dean Ladley yelling at me, former Premiership player.
So you think Gold Coast might win?
Yeah, I'm really interested to see if that whole staying in Melbourne for a week really works.
Oh, if it does,
People will start doing it.
yeah,
Like,
definitely. And then we go on Saturday night. You got the showdown, the Power taking on Adelaide.
that's gonna be a great game.
I think Adelaide should win by a comfortable 60 to 30 points.
Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna say Adelaide, but about 30 points. It's gonna be a tight game till the second half, I reckon.
Go down to Sunday, the must-win game for Melbourne. They keep their slim hopes alive. Well, actually, their season could be over. It depends what happens the day before with North Melbourne. But them taking on Carlton at the MCG.
I mean, that's gonna be a terrific game to watch because the Blues are gonna be hurting after that Gabba loss against the Lions.
And what team gets more ahead of themselves than Melbourne, especially this season? They
Oh,
win a
yeah.
game, then they have a game that they should win, and they drop.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You got me there.
And they've won 3 in a row, so...
They won 3 in a row. Oof. Are they? They're favourites, aren't they?
Yep.
Carlton then, because I think you're so right. I never thought of that before. They get too ahead of themselves.
And, it's the first time in ages. I can't remember the last time Melbourne won 3 games in a row. They've won twice. 2 times in a row this year. Once. They lost. And, yeah, it's going to be interesting with Melbourne.
So interesting. Can't wait for that. That's gonna be a terrific game. To
They're
watch.
such a good side. If they weren't inconsistent this year, they would be playing finals.
Yeah, definitely. They got that. You got that. They got that side. They just got to need more experience in them.
Because let's not forget, this is the same Melbourne that defeated Hawthorn but lost to Essendon.
That's true. That is true. And they've defeated Port Adelaide in their own home ground.
Yep. But then also, this is the same Melbourne who defeated Geelong and Geelong last year. So
Yeah. See, Melbourne's exactly like North Melbourne or who else? Carlton or St Kilda. When you think they're gonna just blow the entire league.
yeah, you think this is their starting point, and then they lose.
Yeah, they lose and they just disappoint you. So I mean, it's just all about mentally, I guess.
And this one, I'm gonna say, is a tough game, only because how Geelong plays against lower clubs like Brisbane last week.
Mm-hmm.
Them against Brisbane at the Gabba.
I mean,
I don't see Brisbane winning,
yeah.
not at all, but I can see Geelong not smashing them.
Oh yeah, I can get you there. Yeah, I'm exactly like you. I think it's gonna be a tight game. I reckon by tight I mean 24 points.
I can see Brisbane being in front 3/4 time and then Geelong blowing them out the water.
Yeah, exactly. I
Type
don't
of
know.
thing.
There's something about Brisbane in the Gabba. Sorry, there's something about Geelong at the Gabba that doesn't work well.
Something about Geelong at the moment playing lower clubs, they just can't seem to beat them.
I think it's just
they can beat
whole-
them, they just can't seem to play well against
It's
them.
just arrogance. I think it's always arrogance when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and then to wrap things up, the final game for Clooney and Stokes against the Bulldogs at Etihad. Is there any way Essendon can make it 2 wins?
It's a stretch. I mean, unless Daniel has the day out and he kicks like 4 or 5 out, I would back him. But I don't know. I don't think so. I think the Doggies are just gonna get to a professional for him.
Well, the Doggies have out of teams who have a run home. The Bulldogs have the best. They have Essendon and Fremantle.
Yeah. So
Like-
when can they get a home final? They should.
Well, that all depends if West Coast loses or GWS loses.
Yeah.
Because I don't see GWS losing the Freo or North Melbourne, and I can see West Coast losing to Hawthorn or Adelaide because West Coast does have a tough run home.
They do. So I mean, I'm backing the Bulldogs to win that game. They should go home scot free.
I actually just realised that West Coast does play Adelaide next week, so I've changed my crystal ball around, and Doggies are now playing West Coast at in Melbourne because I don't see them. They can beat Hawthorn. I don't see them beating Adelaide in Adelaide.
No, I don't know. Adelaide just seems like a really top side to me.
They are such professionals, especially all the way through their list. That's what I mean. They're going to be good to watch in the finals this year.
Very good. So, guys, we're gonna play a quick song for you guys. And we'll just say goodbye after this last song. And you'll listen to AFL Hour on 3 Star with Liam, Jeff, and just Liam and Jeff.
Who is the third person?
Well, I don't know. So, I don't know. I'm just tired, man. I've been here for a while.
Liam, Jeff, and
This
the
microphone,
Casper
I
the
guess.
Ghost.
Yeah, I guess so. So,